And we are back for another episode of NBA 2K14. You see the last episode, the Chicago Bulls defeat the Miami Heat in Game 3. The Bulls are now taking 2-1 series of their Eastern Conference Finals. For Chicago, Derrick Rose had 30 points, 15 assists, Jimmy Butler 23, Joakim Noah 13, Gordon Hayward, Lolo Deng 8, Aaron Murphy, and Carlos Boozer are 6 in the rest for Chicago. In the meantime, for the Miami Heat, Mario Chalmers got 33 points, and three big three Miami Heat players are scored 14 points. Chris Bosh, LeBron James with 10 assists, and Dwayne Wade. Jonas Haslam up 8, Ray Allen 7, Rashad Lewis 6, and the rest of the Miami Heat. So, right now here's the bracket right here. Now the Chicago Bulls are taking 2-1 series of their best of 7. So we're going to game 3 from Texas, from Dallas to San Antonio, and the Alamo City is ready. AT&T Cell are filled to capacity. We are moments away for game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. Can Dirk Nowitzki and Monte Ellis of the Dallas Mavericks try to continue to remain perfect and are going for 11-0? Or will be Tim Duncan and Mike Ginobili of the San Antonio trying need to get must-win situation to avoid down 0-3 for the rival Dallas. For this game, the Mavericks going to use the dark blue and the Spurs in the whites for ready, and we're going to send in Kevin Hart and Joy at the AT&T Center in San Antonio. So game number 3, rock and roll. Enjoy and start the game now.
Thanks so much for tuning into the NBA here on 2K Sports. It's the battle to crown the champion of the Western Conference. Here in Game 3, it's going to be the Dallas Mavericks up against the San Antonio Spurs. 2K Sports presentation of the NBA.
We're at the sold-out arena in San Antonio, Texas. Western Conference Finals action here on 2K Sports. We've seen this series go to 2-0. Now a critical juncture for determining where this series is going. Welcome, everyone, to the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. And as we take a long look here at Kawhi, what's your thought on him?
Well, guys, with the style of defense he plays, an opponent better make sure every pass is a smart one if he's around. Because if it's not, it'll be in his hands before you know it, heading the other way for an easy lay-in.
And he is also so good at getting his hands on the ball without fouling. When the opposing player is on his way to the hoop, that's a real knack. Excellent hand-eye coordination makes that possible.
You look at the Spurs. They need the boost here from the hometown fans, trailing 2-0. It is critical for them to start to edge back into the series.
And obviously losing this game would be a killer. Nobody's ever come down. Nobody's ever come back from down 3-0. So momentum can be on their side with one victory. It's got to happen tonight.
Well, it definitely is, Steve, but still, at this point, the series is pretty much right where people expected it to be. Now it's their turn to use their home court advantage and gain some traction in this series.
And that one's good.
Man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
San Antonio on defense. The bounce back from Wednesday's loss.
I didn't like the defensive game plan they had going into that one. It just seemed out of whack. The matchups were wrong, and they didn't bring the energy necessary either.
You know, it was befuddling to me why they stuck with that, Steve. I mean, they dug themselves a hole, and then they didn't make the changes they should have to get out of it. Didn't make any good adjustments there.
Ginobili on the wing. And it's good in the assist by Parker. Ginobili's got his second basket of the night.
I'll tell you what, he is so difficult to guard, especially on a shot like that one.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high, fantastic one-hand jam.
Yeah. What a way to wrap up that possession.
Spurs have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for to start off this game. Parker drives in. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Let's send it out the door to Spurs. With head coach coach, Rick Carlisle. Doris?
With a 2-0 lead in this series, he wants his team to remain focused on the business at hand. He said it's a terrific position they've put themselves in, and they're determined to make the most of it. We'll see how they fare with Game 3 underway now, guys.
Thanks, Doris. And here is Parker after Devin Harris hitting the 3. Parker passes to Ginobili. It's another look. Here's Nowitzki. Harris with it. Leonard picks him up. It's Marion with the drive. They get a hand on it. Nowitzki's shot's good.
Look at the combination of size and touch. That's why he's a great finisher down low.
For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. And it's sent back from Tallenberg. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. Dallas making a switch here. Here's Diaw. Goes up off the inbound. Parker. Hands the shot from the lane. Parker's got 6 points.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Harris kicks to Marion. Shoots from the elbow. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Marion's got his first points in this one.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
Splitter, that's good. The Mavericks have gone a perfect 6 for 6 in the game up to this point. Ellis goes in. That one goes. Count it. He's got 5.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now.
Oh, here's Parker. He's got 6. Again, the Spurs good for 2. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And the Mavericks making a change here. Let's take this chance now to show you the list of the postseason scoring leaders. Dirk Nowitzki is second.
And what a run he's been on, guys. Establishing himself at the perfect time here in the postseason.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Bazemore, headed by Green. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throw of the game right now. Now Mills. Kicks to Diaw. Right side Jackson. Good. It's Diaw with the assist that time. Jackson's got his first bucket of the night. The Mavericks have gone 8 of 8. What a hot start for them. Carter, guarded by Jackson. And Carter backs in. Fades and shoots. And the Mavericks get another bucket right there.
Boy, this game is off to a terrific start.
No doubt. On both sides, high-octane offense.
And Mills kicks to Jackson. And it's rejected. Jackson against Carter. Blair dishes to West. Backs him down. A stupendous finish in traffic.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
Mills with it, fended by West. There's Green with the 3. And again, it's San Antonio with the 3.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And Bazemore kicks to Blair. Dishes it to right. Diaw with the steal. It's stolen. And there's the call on Brandon Wright. That's his first foul. 6 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. 1 second left. And he's...
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that.
Doesn't he make the basics are pretty exceptional.
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does it.
Well, he should stay with those basics in a tight ball game because we've got one here tonight.
Stolen by Jackson. And so both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Mavericks ahead, leading by just one. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2.
The Conference Finals, Game 4. LeBron James and the Miami Heat take on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. Live this Saturday night.
And we're set to get started again for the next bit of action in this Game 3. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And they're also showing some muscle here in the first half, finding a lot of points in the paint area.
The Mavericks leading. Ginobili out there with Duncan. Then there's Bellinelli. Then it's Tracy McGrady. And it's Bonner in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the San Antonio 5. Backing down is Wright. Blair trying to get open. Soft touch off the glass. Wright's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Mavericks. McGrady right side. Now here's Wright. Larkin, the pass to Blair. Calderon with it. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And it's not necessarily strategic, Clark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. Got to play hard, guys.
Really left alone that time. 8 points for Myers Ginobili.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that.
Larkin kicks to Rose. Another 3 for Dallas.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the 3 as well as they can take the 3.
And San Antonio calls the first time out of the game.
He did not look too happy about some of the things he saw on the court. So I would expect some changes here.
I think it's the right move, quite honestly. I mean, they just didn't look sharp or at their best out there. So take the time out and give yourself a chance to regroup.
And Dallenberg at the block. But they get it back. Parker kicks to Leonard. And it's good in the assist by Parker. Parker's got 3 assists tonight.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Pass to Calderon. He feeds it to Marion. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul.
Yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I prefer the refs to whistle at a block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
And the shot is good from Nowitzki.
Well, Kevin, he's got such a great focus as a shooter. He's a very frustrating player to guard because unless you actually block his shot, you are not going to get in his head and affect him.
You know, one other thing you have to appreciate when it comes to him is his skill on the low block. Terrific footwork, nice hustle. He's got a tremendously soft touch. Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that.
Me too. Well, I think he did plenty of damage anyway. It was only with one hand, but he threw it down pretty hard.
On the Mavericks with some changes. Monte Ellis checked in for Calderon. And Devin Harris subbed in for Larkin. Ellis dishes to Nowitzki. Back to Ellis. Lets the 3 fly. Another 3 for Dallas.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass. for the assist.
Spurs trail by 6. And there's the pass to split it. Outside Leonard. Spurs working the ball around now. And Parker, here we go. Rejected by Nowitzki. On the wing there. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move. And he'll shoot 2.
Well, that's the best possible play there. And that was an easy 2, so instead fouling, make him shoot free throws.
That's right. A smart, strong foul there. No and ones and no dunks.
That's good for Marion. Both good from the line that time.
He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throw. Beautiful to watch.
Off his leg. And the ref saying you kick it. Parker outside. Parker right side. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Parker's got 4 this quarter.
That is a terrific effort on the shot. He's giving up a lot of size, but still finds a way to score.
I don't think that affected him in the least, though, Steve. I mean, he made it look like he was the bigger guy.
And here is Harris. 1:39 left in the first half of basketball. Knocked away. Here's Marion. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And the crowd immediately letting the officials have it after that whistle.
A very unpopular call there.
The Spurs making a switch here. Diaz checked in. Ginobili the pass to Leonard. That falls. Nice freeze that time from Ginobili. Leonard's got 5 now.
Very effective screen to set up the jumper, and that was the key to that play.
Back to Harris. On the arc. Another 3 for Dallas.
And that assist earned him a little nod from his teammate after the basket.
Parker kicks to Ginobili. The dish now to Leonard. He'll the step back. And another basket for San Antonio.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
Parker against Harris. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for Splitter. Jackson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Daniel Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Here's Nowitzki. 11 points in the game. And it's Ellis penetrating. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Well, they already had him staggered, and now all of a sudden they're throwing some haymakers.
Dallas leading by 6. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Marion kicks to Ellis. Here's Nowitzki. Lays it up and banks it in. Nowitzki's got 7 points for the quarter.
Shaky defense down low again. It's been a mismatch in the paint.
I'm sure they didn't go into this one expecting to get... Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
The drive by Ellis. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. 7 seconds left in the first half. Mills, that's a two-pointer. Again, the Spurs good for 2. Ellis outside. Stolen away. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. Mavericks lead by 4. Folks, stay tuned for the halftime show at Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Hello out there and welcome to the Halftime Report as the conference finals continue on 2K Sports. For the Dallas Mavericks, they have the lead against the Spurs at AT&T Center. They're trying to string together their third win in a row in this series. Well, Dirk Nowitzki's making it look easy against San Antonio. The bucket looks about 5 feet wide for him. He hasn't missed one shot. Can you believe it? And on the other side, San Antonio just keeps scrapping. And defensively, they've done a good job grabbing rebounds, limiting second chances. Tony Parker making a statement in this one. He's got 12 points, and he's had some good court vision, helping out in the assist department as well. That'll be all for this episode. It's in the books. I'm all done reading. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Back here at the Western Conference Finals as we get things started once more.
Nowitzki playing very well. He's got 13 points, and he's tacked on a couple of blocks today, too.
Yeah, and I think that's been important. Because it's established a nice defensive presence for his team.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks. Marion and Nowitzki at the forwards. Ellis is out there with Devin Harris, and it's Dallenberg in at the center position.
And his stroke has been dead on. Inside, outside, wherever. The shot's just falling for him.
Ginobili kicks to Splitter. And he goes strong. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D. I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here. Because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Ellis outside. Now the feed to Nowitzki. Good on the shot. Nowitzki's got 17.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. Coming out.
Well, he earned that one, took a hit, and still found a way to knock it down.
Yeah, fantastic body control. And the will to get it done. You like that focus.
Duncan on him. Knocks it loose. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Dallas making a switch here. Carter's checked in. Nowitzki outside. Carter. And there's the call on Ginobili. That is his first foul of the game.
Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
But, you know, I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
And the Mavericks making a change here. West is checked in.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
And now let's give you a look at the players who have stood out and taking high percentage shots in the playoffs. Second is Vince Carter. Devin Harris is third.
Well, these two guys are consistent producers. I mean, they've had excellent playoff runs so far. The crowds get louder, and on every shot, it's got to be hard to maintain your concentration, but these guys find a way to do it.
Parker with it. West picks him up. Leonard, the open look. And it's good in the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 5th assist in this one. Nowitzki sets a screen for West. Carter up top. A leaner, and another basket for Dallas.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Here's Leonard. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And still perfect here in the second half. 4 for 4 from the field.
Back to West. 3-pointer. Another 3 for Dallas.
And a blazing start to the second half. They've hit all 5 shots.
Spurs trail by 6. It's stolen by Carter. And, oh, here we go. Carter's got it in the fast break chance. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Terrible transition defense there.
I think it would have been pointless, Steve. There was no way anybody was beating him to the basket there.
Ginobili with the ball. Now guarded by Gallenberg. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, Ginobili has a knack for taking charges defensively. Great anticipation skills, and he's really quick. He's a phenomenal athlete. So he beats his player to the spot, and then he's willing to take the contact.
But that's just part of the larger picture for Manu. I mean, he is just a winner on the basketball court, a terrific competitor. He does everything he can to help his team win and to give them an edge. He's taking the charge, running down loose balls. Hitting clutch shot, whatever you need, he'll try to give it to you.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
The Mavericks shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. San Antonio making a switch here. Splitters checked in. That's good from Harris. The Spurs have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the 3rd quarter. McGrady gets to Diallo. That's good. Great play set up by T-Man, Tracy McGrady. Diallo's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Carter with the 3, and that one's good. And the Mavericks lead by 9.
He has really put his foot on the pedal this quarter, doing a tremendous job leading their offense.
Here's Jackson, and the Spurs scoring again.
I think he's been kind of passive today, and maybe that one will get him going. I think for them to be successful, he needs to be the one to do the bulk of the scoring.
corner to the basement. Another three for Dallas.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
Yeah, in fact, 3 of the last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
McGrady against Harris. And Bellinelli kicks to Jackson. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. That is good. Fial's got 5 points now this quarter.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
And the Mavericks call time here.
You know, he wants to tinker a little bit, and he's taking the time to do so right here.
Yeah, I think you're right. He just didn't like some of the things he saw out there, a bit uncomfortable, and wanted to talk it over.
Right with a screen on Parker. Feeds it to Bazemore. Passes it to Wright. Duncan on him. Right down low. Covered by Duncan. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
Numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
Jackson gets the bucket.
Such a difficult shot to defend, that turnaround.
Mavericks leading by 8. Right with a screen on McGrady. Deflected. Now takes that one up and powers it through.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yes, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
And it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Harden gets the Parker. Shot clock at 6. And Jackson with the block. Parker left side. Back in off the glass. And now just a 4-point Maverick lead.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
That's what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. More of the same. Get it inside.
Third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Mavericks ahead, up 7. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway.
Western Conference Finals, Game 4. Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks go up against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. It's the NBA next Sunday.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. San Antonio's gone off with a three-pointer tonight. They're a perfect 7 of 7. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. In the backcourt, Parker and Ginobili. And it's left. At the small forward. That's the San Antonio foul.
You know, he's not the most flashy point guard out there, and you don't hear his name when people talk about the best point guards in the game, but I think Parker is one of the best in the business when it comes right down to it. He's able to do so many things out there for you. And just had a dominant season for the Spurs a year ago.
Steve, Parker's fearlessness going to the hoop is what makes him such a devastating player in crunch time. Often you'll see him go right into a bigger guy, take the contact, and still find a way to finish the play.
Here's Larkin. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 6 assists here tonight.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the three-point line. That's 4 of the last 5. You got to run those guys off the line.
I agree, and the defense is practically giving them those shots, though.
And Leonard gets it to go.
And now both of these players are really in a groove here.
Already a high-scoring game, but it has become an offensive showcase down the stretch.
Rejected by Duncan. Here's Parker. Poked loose. Bazemore passes to Larkin. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Larkin's got 5 points now this quarter. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Dallas?
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And something else they've excelled at is their interior defense. A lot of blocked shots for them tonight.
Monte Ellis checked in for Dallas. Calderon comes in for Larkin. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. They've been getting torched with all these shots from long range, and he simply said, we can't lose track of their shooters, guys. We're over-helping inside, and it's leaving them wide open. Can they make the adjustment, guys?
All right, Doris. To the inside. And it's slammed in.
Maybe that would matter. I mean, impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys at the bench. They are. Look at them. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're geek. That's what those alley-oops do, though. Tell you what, they haven't exactly been shy about letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
You know, Steve, if you have the lead, you can afford to be a little comfortable with the three-point shots. You just don't want to fall too much in love with it.
Marion dishes to Ellis. Another three for Dallas.
The three-pointer has been his best weapon here today, no question.
The D has been all mixed up, confused, bamboozled, allowing him way too much space.
Ginobili, and it's sent back by Nowitzki.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And Marion gets it to go. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. It's Ginobili with the drive, and that one's good.
You know, the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash-mouth basketball, guys.
I love it. Old school, just physical play in the paint, dominating.
He passes it to Leonard. That falls nice lead that time for now Ginobili. Ginobili's got 6 assists now in the game.
Well, I think he's really willing his team on. Now, he's carrying them. He's doing it all. He's yet to miss a shot.
Here's Parker. And another basket for San Antonio.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
The basket falls, and that's going to be a blocking call.
How about that? Going up strong. I mean, he doesn't care how much height he's giving up. It's attitude with him.
The free throw off from Calderon. Spurs trail by 11. Leonard kicks to Parker. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter. And the pitch to by Ginobili.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
They have that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Devin Harris is checked in for Jose Calderon. .144 left to play in the final quarter. Parker kicks to Leonard. Kicks it out to Ginobili. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
The bounce pass was the key to the play.
The drive by Ellis. Gets it to go.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Vince Carter is checked in for Dallas. For the Spurs, this one's not looking good. Ginobili the pass to Leonard. He kicks it to Duncan. And it's San Antonio with another.
Smart move with that mismatch he's got.
You know what? That extra advantage sure pays off on the mid-range jumper.
Carter outside. Looks for Nowitzki. Gets it to him. Goes up on the block. Gets the bucket. Nowitzki's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, this is what he does. He's shooting it well. He's scoring a lot of their points, getting them in front.
And the rejection by Marion. Nowitzki against Ginobili. Nowitzki, good. And it's a 12-point Dallas lead.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
That's kind of his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the defense and finish at the rim.
Harris covered by Parker. Carter dishes to Harris. That one falls. Coming off Carter's feed.
And the crowd here, of course, not happy about the outcome. But you know what? We saw a team tonight that came in prepared to do battle on the road, and they clearly wanted to win.
You know, they were determined to steal this game, and they showed it, Steve. Played harder and got the job done. Another baby bottom smooth stroke there. I mean, that's perfect form he's showing at the three-point line.
And the first of two, no good, heartbreaker. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And he ends up making the second, and that will push the lead to double digits.
And that should be enough to get the job done, even though he didn't get all of it.
And Green gets it to go. .27 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Now Carter. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Gets the bucket.
Time to turn out the lights on this game.
I think they deserve a ton of credit for the way they played here today. Truly a professional display.
Here's Mills. Another one falls for San Antonio. And here's Carter. Pass to Bazemore. Carter outside. And so it's Dallas winning this one. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
And that'll wrap it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, and the whole 2K crew. Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching the NBA Western Conference Finals presented by 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game.
Okay, so now Dirk Nowitzki of the Dallas Mavericks are now taking commanding 3-0 of the best of 7 and still remains perfect in a winning by 8 over the rival Spurs by 8 points. They're never Spurs, not yet all the sweep as a sweep that the Dallas Mavericks sweeping win all the quarters from first to fourth, 109 to 101. For the San Antonio, both Ginobili and Parker are 21, Kawhi Leonard 17, Danny Green 8, Tim Duncan we have 7, Patty Mills, Steven Jackson, Thiago Splitter are 6, and the rest of San Antonio. And the other side for Dallas, 23 points for Dirk Nowitzki, 20 points for Monte Ellis, 14 for Ben Scholar, Sean Marion Devenhurst both 11, Shane Larkin 8, Cameron 7, Ken Bazemore 6, and the rest of the Dallas Mavericks. So what a close game, and now the Dallas Mavericks are now 1 win away to sweep again, and looking for a perfect once again 12-0. The Mavericks are now 3-0 over the San Antonio Spurs, and coming up next, tomorrow night, we're on back again to Windy City in Chicago. Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals from United Center in Chicago, featuring LeBron James and Dwayne Wade of the Miami Heat, getting to try to boring down 3-1 to the Chicago Bulls. Can LeBron James and Dwayne Wade need to even up again at 2-2? Or will be Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah of the Chicago Bulls trying to get a commanding 3-1 in the series? So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin as Dallas defeats San Antonio 109-101, and the Division Series begins earlier as the Brewers win, Dodgers win, Tigers surprise, and Blue Jays win. Take it 1-0, and the NFL later on today, there was Carson Wentz of the Minnesota Vikings take on Cleveland Browns in the London matchup. And then tomorrow, week 5, we have a great one. Jaden Daniels of the Washington Commanders will return. Take on Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers. Bo Nix of the Denver Broncos take on Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles. Then we have the NBC Sunday Night Football. We can features Drake May of the New England Patriots take on Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. So that should do it for now. This is Andre Kinshing. So we're going tomorrow. We're on to United Center in Chicago. We take care of business, and so long everyone from Alamo City, San Antonio at the AT&T Center, and take care of business and stay tuned. And so long everyone from AT&T Center, San Antonio. And time to say good night and peace out, and we'll see you tomorrow for Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, with Chicago lead the series 2-1, Miami and Chicago. Take care and see you tomorrow. Peace.